Hello, Stampers. It's Faye from Faye's Stampin' Studio. I hope you're having a super Saturday today, and it's cold and windy here in Saskatchewan. No sunshine today, but I think that maybe the wind has settled down just ever so slightly. But today I'm going to share with you this slimline Scrappy Designer Series paper card. And so if you're interested at all, this card is one of the cards that's going to be a choice that you can choose at my November 20th Christmas card buffet. So at that, you would choose one of 12 cards, and you can make one of any of these 12. You can you can make 6 of any of these 12 cards that I plan on making for that. And this class is going to be Saturday, November the 20th. There's going to be a class in the morning from 9 until 12, as well as a class in the afternoon from 1:30 to 4:30. So space is limited to a maximum of 6 at each class. So if you're interested, don't hesitate to send me a message on that. So without any further ado, I'm going to get into explaining this card to you. And so this is the card, and I've used both of these Christmas sentiment stamps on it. A Christmas to Remember. There's some really nice sayings in there, and I love the way the font is thicker and it just makes it pop right off the page. As well as this one here, there's some pretty cool ones on here as well. So for now, anyways, this is the card, and I'm going to show you how you can use up your scrap pieces of designer series paper to make this one. And we're going to be using some of the Simply Elegant trim that's in our current catalog. We're going to use some of that on here, as well as some matte black dots just for a little embellishment at the very end. So we're going to be doing that, and I'm going to change this up with a different label on here. Now this one is from Stitched Rectangular Dies, but I'm going to use our Stitched So Sweetly dies, 2 of the label dies that are in there. So you'll see those in a minute. So I'm just going to put this off to the side and share with you what the card measurements are for this particular card. So first off, you're going to need a piece of real red, and it's 7 inches by 8.5 inches, and it's scored at 3.5 inches. And you're going to need 2 pieces for the matte layer, and I've chosen basic black, and they're 3 1/4 by 8 1/4 inches. So again, you need 2 of those. And then this layer is the strip layer, as well as an inside piece, and it's in basic white. It's 3 inches by 8 inches. And then I have gone ahead and stamped the piece for the inside already, and I used real red on that one. So a couple of these pieces we'll be using on the inside, and then these other pieces we're going to use on the outside. But I'm just going to pop them all up out of the way for now, because I'm going to start off with this matte piece. Oh, I forgot to mention also, we're going to need a couple of scrap pieces, and that's where the Stitched So Sweetly dies come in. And I chose these 2 label dies for that. And as you can see, there is stitching around the edges of both of these. Very fine, pretty stitching. So that's what we're going to use for the inside. But I've got a stack of strips that I've cut in different colors. So I'm just going to reach into these and pull out the pieces that I need for that. And I'm going to start with, what will I start with? I think I'll start with this striped one. And I'm going to just go, I think I'm going to just go on an angle like this for that one. So I found that it worked really quite well to just take your liquid glue and just do a strip down, a line down. And that way, normally you didn't have too much glue. I see I got a little bit more at the start there than I probably wanted. So you want to have these sticking over both ends. And I should bring in my silicone mat for this as well, so that I can get everything lined up well. Okay, and so I'm just going to randomly, like I said, randomly put things on here, and no specific order or anything. Sometimes I'll choose a different color, and sometimes I won't. And then I'm just going to leave a little tiny space in between there. So again, I'm just going to run this down here. I think I'll put this side. I want more of the red to show on here too. So, and you just have to do a quick eyeball on there and line her up the best you can. And okay, it's always kind of interesting to decide which ones you should use on here. Maybe I'll use this small piece that I have left from my last card. The other thing that I'm going to do differently on this one is I'm going to make it in portrait instead of in landscape. So I see my landscape one, it doesn't want to stand up very good because it weighs so much. And then I just need a small little piece for this particular corner. So you can kind of go at these in any kind of a way you want here. And I'm just going to put it on this corner. Try and make sure you get into the corner on that one. And once we get this all finished, then we will, and now we'll cut all this, we'll trim all these down with our scissors. So, and then the next step is to make, to go just a different direction. So I think I'll just do that. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. You can do it however you want. That's the joy of this. You use what you have. So I didn't share with you, some of these strips are retired paper. Some of them, quite a few of them actually, are from 'Tis the Season. This was out last year, but there's quite a bit of red and green in it. So, and the other one is a celebration item that retired. It's Peaceful Prince. So some of you will have that. It's got this here, these colors in it as well. And the other one I used was Painted Christmas, which is in the catalog. So a person can still get their hands on that one. And actually, I think I'll go down here with this next one. I like the way these go. It's actually pretty easy to put them together. It's kind of like watching paint dry, though, for you guys to watch me do this. Other things would be way more fun than watching this. Don't know if that one's quite long enough. Nope, not quite long enough for there. Got a nice long strip here. Maybe we'll put that one. I've used it here already, but it doesn't really matter. Can use some different ones. And again, I'm just trying to line these up as straight as I can, leaving that narrow little gap in between each one. And what will I do next? Okay, I think we'll fill this top layer in next. So and again, we just have to bring that down like that. I'll turn that. It's a little easier to keep it straighter if I'm looking at it on the right angle. Now I like that. Some of these, as you see, they're cut on an angle because I used them on my last card that I did. I was thinking I should have cut out some kind of a green, but then I wasn't sure which green I'd want to be my main color, so I decided, oh, I'll just leave well enough alone. And so that's what I ended up doing. It's hard to find one that I haven't used. Trying to find something that hasn't been used. That'll work in there. It's not too short. You can just put it on here. So if you're here watching, leave me a comment so that I know you're here. I can't see your comments at the moment, so I will certainly answer every question or comment that you might have. I think we'll use that tiny little piece there. We'll do another red one here. The silicone mat works well because if you happen to get a little bit off the edge of your paper there, it's not going to stick on everything. And then just this little corner here. So that's how that is going. And then the next area we're going to fill is here, I think. And we'll just go whatever distance we want to go. And then we'll add some other things into it, into the mix here. I just want something, I just need a small one for there. So see what I have in here for small things. Well, that's not really a small one, but I think I'll use it anyways and just get started here. I'm going to snip that off because I might want to use that piece again. Okay. Let's stick this one next. Oopsie, I'm getting carried away. I'm using more glue than I need. The one thing that's nice about this liquid glue, it moves around, so if you have it not in the correct place, you can always move it. I think we want some red of some description here. How about our snowflakes again? I like those snowflakes. Whoopsie. Must have a little glue in my fingers. That is not unusual. And okay. And then we'll just add another strip on here. Maybe we'll go one more of these guys, and then I have in mind this particular one here. I don't know if it matters. I don't think it does. Like I said, I'm just putting these on here, whatever I grab. So goes on there. And now I'm going to go ahead and go this way for a few. You can make whatever design you want and on here, and whatever works for you, I guess. The little 6-inch piece cardstock is actually quite good for these. I need to move over on that just a touch. Oop. My end is not cut very nicely. Okay. I think we're going to switch our direction up again. We'll just pop that on there. Oh, I haven't used this one here on this card, so I guess we'll use it now again. And a little bit of, I'm going to switch up my direction again. And the one thing that's wonderful about the designer paper, you can end up picking up and using a different, the opposite sides of them so that they don't look the same. And we're getting to the end of them all. Be able to see a little better how it looks. It doesn't look like much when it's laying like this. I couldn't believe how much it made everything pop once you put the, once you cut the edges off of it. It made it, smartened it right up. And I'm sure I have enough pieces here to cut to make a few more things here yet. One of the things I found out when I started, make sure that you kind of maybe just line it up kind of right at the corner, because the one that I did, I did line it up, but then it ended up leaving a little corner piece that didn't have anything on it. So. Okay, so that's what they all look like. Again, they don't have to be the same. Now we're just going to take the scissors, and I think I'll try start at this other end, because since it was the first end that I did, you could put this in your paper trimmer and tidy it up if you wanted to. Getting a little bit of glue on my scissors, so I'll have to get the glue gun out once I'm finished. And try and clean up that glue off of the scissors. Have to concentrate when I'm cutting. Don't want to cut, try not to cut into your layer of here. Now I'm going to just trim here. I know this was the corner I did last, I believe. Kind of lost track turning it around. Just have to, we'll soon be done. You'll soon be finished watching this part of the video in slow motion here. Dude, scissors are getting too sticky. Everything is sticking to them. Now you could just leave these to sit for a minute while they dry. And I'm just going to put these out of the way here. Some of the little pieces, I'll just throw them out. So I already have a few pieces cut then for my class, my Christmas card class. So there. So look at the difference. You wouldn't even hardly know it was the same project, would you? Okay, now I need my mounting section here. And we'll mount that on there. And again, I'm just going to use my liquid adhesive for this job. You don't have to put a whole lot of glue on, and just zip along the edge there. And we should be able to get it pretty decent on this black background laying in there. I can move that out of there now. Okay, and now I'm just going to grab my Real Red and give this a good burnish with the bone folder. I will adhere this on here. I love it's quite an element of surprise. Like I said, it didn't look like much before we trimmed those edges up, and then it looks a whole lot better once that's done. See if that looks centered. I think it does. And like I said, this one I want to make it in this orientation. Whoa, I'm lucky that I forgot to check to make sure that that was the right direction, those candy canes. But I think we're okay. Maybe I'll just finish the inside as well. And like I said, I already stamped that because you ladies would know how to do that, and I thought it would just maybe speed up a little bit here, the time. I know everybody's really busy, that sometimes watching the videos for an extended time really isn't what they want to do. Or if you come back in later, you can fast forward to the information that you're really needing. So again, this card is one of the choices that will be available to you on November the 20th in my class. So the last thing we've got left is to make our sentiment, and I think I'll put it about here on that. So, and I did it, and I want to make this reading. I chose, may this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. So then that way, Merry Christmas to you is in there. So in order to get a couple of different colors on your stamp, you can use your Stampin' markers. They will transfer beautifully on, So you just use the side of the marker and color it in the way you like it. Choose whichever words you want to have color on, and then just color it. And I'm going to use, so that was Real Red that I used, and now I'm going to use black to pick up the other words on that stamp. So if you're concerned that it's the first ones that you colored are drying out, you want to make sure they're still a little bit damp, you can just bring it up and give it a little put a little warm breath on there, and that'll moisten it up enough to make it nice. So then we're just gonna go down and hold it in place and then lift it. So may this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. I think we'll put this on dimensionals, actually. Let's use some of the small ones for the corners. And then I'll maybe use a couple of the bigger ones for the two sides here. Forgot where I put my take your pick tool here for getting these off of here. Easier, and not having them all over the place. That usually helps if you don't drop them. And we're going to just put that onto here. Hi, Debbie, and hi, Kim. How are you two today? I'm glad you have taken time to stop on. So what I did with this here piece, I think the piece I had is about, I'm going to say 24 inches long or something like that. So, and what I like to do with this is I just like to wrap it around a finger or a few things just to give it just to make that circle. And then if we're going to do that, then I want to be able to then I just use some mini glue dots to get these sticking together. Let's see if I can get it picked up. Usually I just would put it on there and then kind of roll it between my fingers to make it stick on everything. And I want to kind of try and get it placed so that that glue dot is going to be behind my, somewhere behind my sometimes when those are rolled, they like to bounce around and not necessarily be where you want them to be. I don't know. Maybe more on the bottom. I'll be that way. And I think I'll put dimensionals on this one too. Might make it a little fat, but I probably shouldn't have bothered putting it on the first layer because I want to get this around here somehow or other. And now we're just going to finish this off with using a few of these black matte dots. So again, this take your pick tool is probably one of the best things since sliced bread. It makes it just so much easier to grab them and pick them up. Oopsie. I think we'll use 5 of these on here. Maybe I'll pick a couple of bigger ones. Oops, I had one stuck on my finger. Didn't even know it. So there, that's 4. One more will be 5. So there is our finished card. I hope you like it. And such a simple way to make a beautiful card. So I hope you enjoy that. And thanks for coming by. And we'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.